Hey, what's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Week 3 of the college football season is here. The SEC opener between Alabama and South Carolina will take place on Saturday, 2:39 kick from Columbia, South Carolina. Today, we're going to talk player grades. We're going to talk Alabama and South Carolina. We're going to get plenty of Saban sound bites, and we're going to hear from Saban's Wednesday night presser as he talks and gives an update about Antonio Alfano. But first, player grades against New Mexico State. As you can see, Alex Leatherwood did a fantastic job for the offensive line. 91.0 grade out, very good in pass and run block. Henry Ruggs did a fantastic job. Of course, that 75-yard run, he hit 23 miles per hour, 88.8 grade out. Tua Tagovailoa continues to grade out as one of the top quarterbacks in all of college football, 84.6 grade out. Patrick Surtain, one of the best corners in college football, period, 80.4 grade out. And then young DJ Dell doing a phenomenal job this year, 73.3 grade out. DJ Dell doing great things. It's amazing to think that Alabama has started 6 freshmen this season. As we go inside the numbers, we can see that Alabama is averaging 52.0 points per game, 6.5 allowed by the defense, 231 yards of rushing, pretty good average, 326 of those yards coming through the air. When we look at South Carolina, you see that they scored 72 points last week, 700 yards of offense, leading the SEC in rushing, 310 yards per game. Get this, Hootie and the Blowfish playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, Saban talked about the heat. It was over 100 degrees. The heat index was out of control. Alabama and Southern Miss taking place at 11 a.m. at Bryant-Denny Stadium next weekend. Here's what Saban had to say, and he actually thanked the fans for attending the game against New Mexico State.
One thing I would like to say is I know it was a difficult day for our fans because of the circumstances surrounding the weather, and I'd like to thank the fans for supporting the team and a lot of people hanging in there to try to support the team. So I think the players really appreciate it. We know there were it was a difficult circumstance for a lot of folks, and hopefully our administration will continue to work to try to play some of these games at a different time.
Now, Alabama is a 25-point favorite against South Carolina in Columbia. Now, we rewind to that 2010 game, which obviously doesn't mean anything, but the fact of the matter is South Carolina won that game behind a quarterback, Steven Garcia. Saban said that playing in Columbia will be a very tough environment against a quality football team. Here's Saban talking about Alabama's SEC opener.
We certainly look forward to the SEC opener, this week. Will Muschamp has done an outstanding job of building a very, very good program at South Carolina. They had a successful season a year ago. They're a very well-coached team in every phase of the game. Their guys play hard. They sort of reflect the personality of their coach, and this is a good football team. They've got a lot of veteran players coming back. I think 15 starters, and both their specialists, kicker and punter. Their offense is, second in, I think, the SEC or whatever, over 500 yards a game. They're leading the SEC in rushing with 310 yards a game. They've got a really good offensive line. They've got some really good skill players, a couple good wide receivers. I thought the freshman quarterback played flawlessly, last week for, first game he's played in. They do a lot of things on offense which are very difficult to defend. Defensively, they've got good players. They've got a good front. These guys are aggressive. They play extremely well, and this is by far the best special teams group that we played, specialist and special teams, certainly this year, but really ranks right up there with anybody that we've ever played against. So this is not an easy place to play, and we're going to have to do a great job of getting our guys ready to play certainly their best football game of the season to have success in this kind of environment against this kind of quality football team.
Now, South Carolina is led by quarterback Ryan Hilinski, who had a fantastic week 2 showing 24 of 30, 282 yards with 2 touchdowns. Saban was very complimentary of the young gunslinger. Here's Saban on Hilinski.
Well, he played great. I mean, the guy was like, 26 for 30 or whatever, and they had a lot of yards, and he certainly didn't look like a freshman quarterback out there. He's a good athlete. He's got a good arm. He was very accurate. He made good decisions. He got rid of the ball. He got the ball out of his hand quickly, and he executed the offense extremely well. So, no disrespect, because we think, Bentley is a really good quarterback and certainly an experienced guy, but they didn't miss a beat, in this game in terms of the quarterback position.
We had an opportunity to hear from Xavier McKinney and Terrell Lewis this week. Xavier McKinney talked about the defense being humbled from last season. Terrell Lewis talked about his relationship with Anfernee Jennings, who's a fellow outside linebacker.
I think, we got humbled, I think, last year. So we know what the expectations are for our team. And, we take that, every week, and we think about that every week. So we just try to get better each and every day. We know we're not invincible, and we know we got a lot of work to do. So we're gonna keep doing that and continue to get better.
I feel like it's just because me and Anfernee, we got a real strong bond. I mean, coming in as a freshman, he kind of took me under his wing along with like Christian Miller and Jamie Mosley. So that bond we built just being behind guys like Ryan and Tim kind of made us grow together, because we seen how they bonded, and we knew that at one point it would be our time to kind of be those edge guys. And so we kind of play for each other, and we kind of model our game just like how Ryan and Tim did.
Now, Wednesday night, Saban provided almost an awkward update on Antonio Alfano, saying that he's disappeared a little bit. What does that mean for Alabama moving forward? I think the writing is on the wall, but let's play that Saban clip. And here's Saban's update on Antonio Alfano.
He's kind of disappeared a little bit. I talked to our team today about the fact that, people make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes. Probably everybody in this room makes mistakes. We make mistakes as parents. We make mistakes as coaches. We make mistakes in just about everything that we do. But I think you compound the problem when you don't confront the mistakes that you make, and you create greater consequences for yourself because of the choices and decisions that you make after you make a mistake. So hopefully this will be a learning experience for all the guys on our team.
Player of the week is Will Riker. Now get this. In week 1 against Duke, he missed a 49 and a 48-yard field goal. In week 2 against New Mexico State, he hit a 49-yarder and a 48-yarder. He's our player of the week. Here's Saban talking about his young freshman kicker.
He made 2 field goals that were fairly long field goals that he hit well in the game. So, he did well. Both guys need to continue.
Hey, staff picks are in. As you can see, Andrew, Tony, and myself all taking the Alabama Crimson Tide to beat South Carolina. No surprise. You can make your picks at BamaInsider.com as well. In fact, get all your coverage at BamaInsider.com. Free 30 days when you go to the website. The promo code is simply Roll Tide. We'll catch you soon. I'm coming to you from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's SEC week as Alabama takes on South Carolina. All your coverage right here back at BamaInsider.com.